Cassie was the type of person that you couldn't talk to. Like,
How so?
you,
on her rules or on his rules? Like nobody talking to the person.
Or she had an attitude.
Nah, no, she didn't have an attitude. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked at Cassie as a daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm 2 years older than Diddy.
Okay.
So when he met her, he was 19. He was 30. He was 38. So I'm 40.
He was 38. She was 19.
She was 19,
Okay.
right. So then I'm 2 years older than him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like that. So even sometimes, even though I'm working, she's the princess because she's with the king, you know. So I got to treat her a certain way, but I still see the youth and the kiddiness in her and the naiveness in her.
That's
so
a little girl, man.
She's a young girl. So sometimes you want to talk to her. But after you talk to somebody 2 or 3 times and they go back and tell the person that you're talking about the conversation.
That's the worst. They sell you out.
And then that person calls you and they go, "What you talking to my girl about my business for?"
Now you look crazy.
Now you look crazy.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's a classic. That's a classic scenario.
That's a good.
It's like, you know, you catch somebody cheating on somebody and one's your friend and we all supposed to be friends, but because you want to look out of the goodness of your heart, they go back and talk about it. Well, who'd you hear that from? Kato. And now they both kind of looking at you like you flawed. Really, you was doing a good deed.
You was trying to do the right thing.
Tough, man. But to your point, it makes you want to never do it again.
It makes
like, this is what I get for doing a good thing, man. Like, all right, well, then y'all go ahead and have that. Go ahead.
You know, I remember times I would ask Cassie, "Are you okay? You all right?" Homie might see me talking, you know, he might be in one of the windows of the house. Yo, what Barnes was down there talking to you about? Oh, no, he was just asking me if I'm all right. Man, you get to get your Barnes, pick up. Asking my girl if she all right for.
Yeah. I heard you want to know I'm telling you she all right. And now it's
exactly. So it's like, yo, I don't want to talk to you about none of this no more. So when people say that, I'll say I was caught in a catch-22 because at the same time, I got a family to feed.
Word.
I got kids. And then when I call him the master manipulator because whether it's a girl or a guy, I don't care how hard you is. If you trying to change your life and you trying not to go back to the streets, you working for one of the richest black men in the world, top entertainers, you flying all over the place you seeing. Now, you're getting paid. You're getting paid good for a person that just came home from jail. But the first year or two, you happy, you with a star, you this, that, and the other. But that plays out.
Right.
And you start like, oh, ho.
Start seeing things.
I'm doing 18 hours a day. I'm doing 24 hours a day. Sometimes I'm doing 36 hours a day because you're doing an album.
Right.
So when you doing an album, we all know you locking in.
Time, yeah.
And when you lock in,
call out, don't take off. We here.
We here. And now you can go to sleep, but if you go to sleep, I gotta be up. If you up, I still gotta be up.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, I also imagine, right, working for a star like this, somebody that is a symbol at the time of black excellence, right? He preached it a lot. You don't want to see somebody like this. Like you've been through a lot. Your son, your own personal life, the situation that you went on in the 90s with a manslaughter charge, right?
Right.
You've been through your own shit. The thing that you actually want for Diddy at this time, I would imagine, is like, I want you to get better.
What's good, y'all? It's OB Media. Roger Bonds goes crazy and he goes off Diddy. He said that Cassie is someone that you can't talk to. Diddy and Cassie was in a toxic relationship. They're two drug addicts. They be taking a lot of drugs, man, and really getting out of control. I understand that Cassie get with Diddy just because of the opportunity that Diddy present in front of her. So she wanted to be a star so bad. She was willing to do anything. So Diddy take advantage of that poor girl, man. That ninja was really out of control. So understand that a lot of people are saying that Cassie is not a victim. She's a victim of domestic violence. Diddy smacked the shit out of her. That shit was just wild. But it is what it is, man. You need to watch a full video. Let's get it.
I don't want to see the world take you down. I'm actually hired to protect you. So in a sense, you have to protect him from the world getting him and finding out that he's this person. right? It's still protection. He's
Right.
still paying you to be the protector there,
Right.
So you want to protect his image,
Right.
and you're doing your best, and you're hoping that he could change. You know what I mean? So when he's sitting there telling you, just like he would tell a woman, "Hey, I'm going to be better." I'm imagining there's times where he's like, I can't do that no more, or even having a heart to heart with you about this, right?
Right.
And it's tough.
Right.
You were also caught in the same position, just like a woman.
I'm gonna tell you something. You right about those conversations, because we had those conversations, because a person like Diddy don't have no real friends. So when you security and you're a personal security. I'm not gonna say security, because when you're a personal security, you living with a person, you eating with a person, you doing all type of shit, that you see things and you become that piece sometime that person talks to and confides in.
Cause who else?
But now that makes it harder for you, because can I tell you wrong without you holding that? Because some people just want yes men around them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if I know that you're the type of person that just want yes men around you, then a person has a habit of just saying yes. But if you a person that's gonna say, yo, can I tell you the truth? Yo, you was dead wrong, and then you sit there and say, yo, you right, but then you bounce back and do the same thing, and then you looking at me again like, damn, like you gotta admit that it's a sickness. Yeah. But now what that person does is they don't want to look at you no more. So that person acts like they got an attitude every time they see you, because they know that if they act like they mad, you ain't gonna say shit to them. So you be like, yo, what you mad at, yo? And you be saying, yo, I just ain't gonna say shit to him all day. Yeah. But he don't want you to say shit to him, because he gotta face that devil inside him, because he know that you the one person that know that shit he did.
That's tough.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I lived with that, right? I lived with that. Ain't nobody heard nothing from Barnes, period. All these years, nobody heard nothing from me. It wasn't until she brought me into it where I said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might have came to me, you know what I'm saying, and said, yo, you can't keep running away from this, because it's somebody that needs your help. Yo, you got daughters. Yo, it's somebody else's daughter. And I kept trying to I ain't gonna say nothing about this. But then it kept coming to my face, and then it came plain to me right there and said, yo, this is what you might need to do. But in order for you to do that, you're going to have to sacrifice who you've moved on from being.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that.
Your peace.
You know what I'm saying? Because I heard Hassan Campbell. Do you know Hassan Campbell?
I know Hassan Campbell.
Here we go.
That's a real interesting character.
I don't.
He's a real.
I know who he is.
I know who Hassan Campbell is now, because he had, for whatever reason, felt a certain. I mean, for rightfully so. I'm not even going to say for whatever reason. I said I don't like him either. I don't like him because he did some weird ass antics on the internet. And me knowing the type of people I allow in my circle, and that I would allow myself to connect to, immediately felt like energy that off of a video. I don't know the dude, but off of this video, the energy was like, I could never be around somebody like that and those type of antics. And so I was like, yeah, I don't like him either. In an interview with Charleston, and he took offense to it. He made a 40-minute video about me. I turned around.
He be chasing views.
Yeah, exactly. So I turned around. I trolled him.
Yeah.
I made a 40-minute video about him. I trolled. I don't know shit about him, so I'm making shit up as I go. Right. People are like, oh, that's contradicting. Of course, because I have no idea who the guy is. I pressed play on a couple videos to try to refresh real quick, and my boy was sending me messages like, he's this person. I was like, okay, but that's really all I knew about him. But what did he
swag, man? He said you crew necks and chains was his thing.
Yeah, he's the first person and the only person to ever wear
a crew neck t-shirt and a
t-shirt and chain. And everybody wears chains.
But he's the originator. So
that's where he
we copied him.
That's where he lost me. I said, go on with that shit, man.
Yeah. I decided to gracefully bow out, because
me
and Benzino got into it. We almost got into a goddamn fight over
the same thing?
Over the conversation about Hassan Campbell. So I was like, what am I going to do? Wasting my time talking about somebody that we're on two different paths in life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm not in the same, we're not in the same league.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to sit there and compare myself to, shout out to everything he's doing. Good for him. Congratulations. You know what I mean? about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what did he say about you that got you upset with him?
Nah, I mean, my man Big Bootsy sent me a video. He see, I mean, you know, this kid on here talking to you, and I hit the link, and it's my man Bootsy, right, talking back to him. And he saying, yo, you don't even know my man. And I'm like, yo, who he talking about? But then he said Bonds, and I said, hold up, let me see what this dude talking about. So he was talking about, I didn't even watch the video as far as his video, but I just seen a picture of Diddy on one side, I seen a picture of me on the other side. But from what I gathered from my man Big Bootsy video, which I did watch, he was saying, yo, you don't even know Bonds. You calling him a and saying he not supposed to do ABC. He said, where you know my man from? You don't know that other. Now, grant you, it was a time where I would love that name, you know, because I was a street.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Went to jail for manslaughter, did this, ran the street, got on the wall with this. But
It's a badge, yeah.
you graduate. So by him calling me that and comparing me to that on the picture, my man was trying to tell him, like, yo, you don't know him from Ciroc, he sold over 1 million cases. You don't know him from Charles Barkley vodka. Like, that's where I know Bonds from. He said, and I knew him all his life. But I don't reflect to that before. I reflect to the accolades that he's done now. So by you saying, yo, you trying to bring him back to where he was and show the wrong picture of him to people. So he was checking him. So I left it at that. I said, I'll let my man check him. That. I'm not going to give him no time. My man Zip the Drip hit me and said something about him being a booty bandit and Bambada. He was. I didn't know nothing about this stuff. I'm like, but I know my cousin Big Nick was locked up with him and said, yo, yeah, I know the kid. And he left it at that. Like, he ain't nothing to about. And I said, okay, that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Word on the streets is he got thighed.
He got thighs?
Yeah, they got thighs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Let's toast to that.
Yeah, toast to that. Yeah.
Yeah, toast to that. Toast, fellas.
Oh, man.
That's how it happens. You know, sometimes shit happens. It's okay.
He wasn't in the Diddy camp. Nah, I'm just.
Yo. Nah. So I do want to say, I want to rewind it back a little bit, right? And we had the pleasure again of having you up, I believe, which was your initial interview. Right. The first time that you decided to talk in front of the cameras about anything that it was in regard to that. Being a protector, I feel as though in that interview, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel in that interview, you were still like holding out hope, holding back a little bit. You weren't ready to really speak about it. There was a part of you that you just felt maybe dirty having a conversation about it.
Right. And a lot of people attribute it. I'm glad you brought that up too. Because a lot of people say, yo, Bonds know a lot more than he was talking about. Bonds was throwing signals at Puff that he better drop the bag or he gonna start talking. And it ain't have nothing to do with that. It was just me being the man that I am and taking the oath. I've been around a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Diddy ain't the only celebrity that I've guarded. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of things. I'm in the street all the time. I know a lot of things. You know, I just didn't feel comfortable talking about his business like that, right? Now, him being disloyal to me is a whole different subject. It ain't have nothing to do with this subject. So whatever me and him was going on through that, I know how to keep that to the side. That had nothing to do with what I was holding back. What I was holding back was because I wasn't comfortable talking on nobody mic at that time. But like I said, so many things have come to me since then that I feel like it's my business to talk now. And whoever don't like it, don't like it. They could, you know, eat a dick. Well, I don't give a but, you know, I'm going to tell it like it is, and I'm going to tell the truth about it.
Well, that makes absolute sense.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. If it happened, it happened. We can all talk about theoreticals, but facts is facts. Whether I like it, you like it, whoever likes it. If it really happened, it is what it is. Deal with those consequences. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I saw you put something on your IG about, you know, you don't always know when or how you're going to find your calling. So it's interesting to hear you say like how this stuff kind of came your way. And it's like, man, I kind of have a duty to advocate for these people out here because lo and behold, there's a lot more people than you think. And also, like you said, it's not just women. It's men, women, and children. Everybody, a lot of people deal with this kind of thing. There's a lot of manipulation out there that will take advantage of every opportunity they can possibly take, no matter how or where it comes from. And it's usually to the people that are closest to them, that trust them the most. Okay,
right.
so they don't always have a voice. And even if they do have a voice, they're not going to speak on that person because they somewhere in their mind, it's a Stockholm situation where they still got love and respect for that person. So they try to spare them. So it's a tightrope walk. You know, it's like you're forcing me in a position where now I got to speak on things I don't even really want. I didn't even. Street etiquette tells me that this is not in my nature to speak on these kinds of things. But now you forcing my hand.
And that's why I said, that's why I had to come out the streets. That's why I had to come out. I can't come out the streets one way. I got to come out the streets the whole way. And when I say I got to come out the streets the whole way, that means I can't have that street mentality of, hey, yo, I can't talk about this. I can't talk. Ain't nobody going to jail. We talking about, yo, you need help. You need to get right. And these women need help. And it's something you just tapped on, Kato. It was like a lot of people, even us was talking. We said about a man going with domestic violence, and we said about a woman. But Kato just touched on the kids. The kids are affected. Just like I said, I seen my mother and father go through it, but I thought it was nothing because the next day everything would be all right. No, it's not okay. And the kids don't realize that this affects them until later on in life. And you might go through it at 17 or 18. You might get into it with your little girlfriend. You might smack her. Some people grow out of it. But what about the ones that don't grow out of it? And that becomes what they do. I'm listening to women say, every time he drink, I know I'm going to get my ass whipped. And how are you staying there when every time he drink, if you call him before he coming home, he got a slur in his voice, you getting ready to get ready like you getting ready to get into a boxing match.
It's like it's all good. Like it's
a regular thing. And it's not.
Because she seen her mama go through that shit. So it's normalized to her. And that's the thing. That's why you talk about the kids. Because see, like you said, some people grow out of it, but if you grew up where that shit's normalized, well, now you just thinking that's just the way relationships are.
And I hear some women say, yo, that just punched me in my face. Oh, I'm shit out of him tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
Huh?
We toxic.
We toxic together. So it's all type of mixed stuff. And that's why I'm saying it's not like I gave an oath to protect, right? And this is what I want people to really take 10, 15 seconds to really think about. Okay, this is somebody who has yes men all around them at all the times. This is somebody that's giving me a check every week. This is the billionaire, this, that, and the other. Why do you think being with this man for 10 years, the only person that she mentions in that whole lawsuit as protecting her was me? And I ain't been around them since 2012. That's telling me since 2012, ain't nobody else helped her.
Nobody looking out for you.
You see what I'm saying? So how can you come at me and say, oh, you just stood by this, that, and the other? Maybe I didn't talk about it before, but we could talk about it now because she brought me into it. But think about how many people is around them that she can think back to the dude who left in 2012. And she didn't break up with him until 2018. So you got to say this whipping that she had in 2016, we all know. And what people got to realize is when people whip people ass like that, 9 times out of 10, it's them alone with them. It's nobody else that's going to be around to help them.
Yeah.
They know they getting their ass whipped though, because when they was out that night, they said something they wasn't supposed to say, and that person gave them that look.
Yeah.
Wait till I get your ass.
Oh, yeah.
So you probably seen that a few times, that look.
Of course.
And this interview is interesting, man. Roger Bonds goes in on Diddy and Cassie and all of the abuse that he witnessed. He said that he been protecting Cassie for a long time, and Diddy can't do those stupid shit like what they did in the hallway. So a lot of people been saying that most of these bodyguards was enablers. They know what Diddy was doing. But just because they were getting money, they were getting hush money. So a lot of these ninjas, I don't really care what they got to say, but Roger Bonds talk about a lot of details in this shit. He's saying that he been protecting Cassie for so long, and anything that he tell Cassie went and tell back Diddy. So you got to realize that she was being controlled. She did not know better. She was young and naive. When she tried to leave the relationship, she went and see Kid Cudi's, and Kid Cudi car got blown up. So I got to realize that Diddy is just a monster, and he's a manipulator, and he like to control females. All of the females he try to control. He tap their phone, he track their cars, he do all type of obsessive shit, man. So understand that Diddy is gonna invest in his property. He's gonna watch that girl right through. But everything that is going on with Diddy could have went and get help. He was taking a lot of drugs. He was doing all type of stupid shit, and no one was telling Diddy that he was wrong. And that was the biggest part about the situation. Most of these people know what Diddy was doing. All of these celebrities went to the parties. Ciroc was sponsoring the parties, so they know what Diddy was doing there. But because Diddy was so powerful, when Cassie filed that lawsuit, everyone got the courage to come out and file their own lawsuits about Diddy. They come out of the closet, and lawsuit be coming like crazy, man. I would have never believed that Diddy would have over 100 victims. I would say, this is crazy. Diddy been doing people stuff for so long and been getting away. And it's so crazy that Diddy just got 50 months for all of the bullshit that he been doing so long. He set up Shine. He got people to testify against Shine so that Shine go to jail and take the fall. So you can realize that Diddy been doing this for so long. He tried to send people to jail so that he don't go to jail, because he got so much money and power. He thought that he was untouchable. Diddy once said that he was God. He can walk on water. No, this man is crazy. You're the devil in reincarnation, man. All of this bullshit that you've been doing, this is just crazy, man. I'm not doing this shit for rich and fortune, because these ninjas are really out of control. When they're rich, they lost themselves. They be taking a lot of drugs. They don't know themselves anymore. So right now, Diddy has sober ever since he went to jail, man. But it is what it is, man. This shit is crazy. Like, share, subscribe. It's OB Media. Have a blessed day.
I am dying to talk about this because this is something that I'm actually quite passionate about. So let's talk about the tattoo on Diddy's back. So in 2017, Diddy unveiled his full back tattoo. And this is what it looks like. Now, this is the picture of a Haitian Noir who goes by Erzeli Dantor. Diddy's back tattoo, Erzeli Dantor. When sharing the ink, Diddy captioned the reveal, and I quote, "I got the front and she's got my back." Over time, observers speculated that the design is actually inspired or for Erzeli Dantor, a figure in Haitian voodoo sometimes depicted reminiscent in the style of a black Madonna. Erzeli Dantor is associated with motherhood, feminine strength, protection of women, and marginalized communities, and justice. In voodoo, Erzeli Dantor is a fierce protector of women and children. So why would someone like Diddy get this law tatted on his back? Now, these are just my theories. My first theory is he's looking for protection from the consequences of his own actions. Erzeli Dantor is a warrior, right? So he probably did this looking for protection from the backlash by showing that he is a devotee, thinking that the law is going to pay it forward. But the irony here is that Dantor doesn't protect abusers. She defends victims. After watching the Diddy documentary on Netflix, it is no doubt to me that this man is power hungry. He's looking for power from all sources. So it's not a stretch to me that he would be looking for quite literal spiritual power. It's possible that he started to dig into spiritual systems to maintain power. Dantor is also known for raw primal force, vengeance, domination, almost being impossible to defeat. And he might mark himself with her image, hoping spiritually he appears untouchable. That would intimidate rivals. That is a force that can scare away both human and spiritual enemies. And we know, based on the documentary, he needed that at the time. Knowing Diddy's past, it's possible that he may have thought that he was one of the children that Erzeli protects. However, his current life literally contradicted her values. And my last theory is that was his desperate attempt to redirect karma. So when karma's catching up, enemies are exposing them, our empire is starting to crumble, Erzeli Dantor, who represents justice, truth, protection of the innocent, punishment of the abuser, someone like Diddy, who genuinely probably believes that he's innocent in all of this, thinks that he falls into that category. And sometimes these spirits taunt you. They look for you. He probably messed with somebody who had an Erzeli spirit, in my theory, allegedly. He caught the spirit, became infatuated, thought that the spirit was here to protect him, bring him justice. However, you can consider him tricked, as she was there all along to out him and to protect the victims. Diddy is not a victim. He is an abuser. It is no coincidence that after he got that tattoo, well, that was the beginning of the end for Diddy.